63 apple. Take one.
And action.
Life still exists in this miserable frame, but you are too broken to move. Soon the sun will rise to burn you. Myriads of insects will come forth and drink the blood which trickles from your wounds. You will be unable to drive them away, but you will feel their bites and scratches. They will fasten upon your sores and dart their stings into your body. It will be exquisite. The eagles of the rock will then descend to tear your flesh piecemeal. They will dig out your eyeballs with their crooked beaks. Even in this pain, you will thirst. For 6 days you will lay here in agony. On the 7th, a storm will come. The waters will burst the riverbanks and flood this plain. You will drown, and your bloated corpse will be carried downstream as your soul is delivered to me.
And cut!
Could I kiss his face? Would you see that? Scene 20E, take 2.
Action. Around. She holds the tube. You can't breathe. More panic. Release. Cut.
This is a screen test for Minsky. When I call up your name, just tell us about yourself, and we will see if the camera loves you. Susie?
Hi, I'm Susie. I am a wholesome country girl who came to New York City to make it big. However, I fell in with a bunch of degenerate artists and shusters. They told me I was going to be a star, but they only play my pictures at the Times Square movie theaters. Don't give me that look, Drella. I think this could be my big break. I intend to steal the movie.
Eddie?
I'm Eddie, and I'm told I'm photogenic on account of my big, brown eyes. I'm excited to meet Douglas Simons. Seeing him in a loincloth fighting gladiators was a big artistic influence on me growing up.
And I'm Debbie.
You didn't wait your turn.
I thought you were done. You're done. Debbie, tell us about yourself. Well, I'm from a very well-to-do family back in France. Faisais-tu partie de l'Ancien Régime? Ah, ma famille a rampé l'échelle sociale après que la guillotine fut finie. D'accord. I moved to New York City with my brother after I was kicked out of school for trying to put on a play about the Jesus fucking Mary Magdalene. I make a lot of religious art, mostly centered on the body. I figure if God is anywhere, he isn't here. Is this a religious movie?
No, that was the last one.
Where you played the devil?
Where I played the devil.
Oh, now that is a hell I can get behind.
I think you're all wonderful. John is going to love you.
Yes. What is your name?
Marissa Marcel.
Ah, yes, from the advertisement. I bought the soap. How old are you, dear?
17 and 10 months.
Ah, perfect age. You may show signs of intelligence, but are not yet old enough to think you know better than your director. Have you prepared something?
I was encouraged to memorize some Shakespeare, but I thought that might be overdone, so I would like to recite a favorite poem. The sea was wet, as wet could be. The sands were dry as dry. You could not see a cloud, because no cloud was in the sky. No birds were flying overhead. There were no birds to fly. The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. They wept like anything to see such quantities of sand. If this were only cleared away, they said it would be grand. If 7 maids with 7 mops swept it for half a year, do you suppose, the walrus said, that they could get it clear? I doubt it, said the carpenter, and shed a bitter tear. Oh, oysters, come and walk with us, the walrus did beseech. A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk, along the briny beach. We cannot do with more than 4 to give a hand to each. The eldest oyster looked at him, but never a word he said. The eldest oyster winked his eye and shook his heavy head, meaning to say he did not choose to leave the oyster bed. The oyster bed. But 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd because, you know, they hadn't any feet.
Have you tried oysters, my dear?
I have not.
Maybe too sophisticated a taste for a 17-year-old. They are purported to be an aphrodisiac. Do you have much need for aphrodisiac, my dear?
I don't know what an aphrodisiac is, Mr. Fisher. Could you elaborate?
Marvelous. Do you have a boyfriend, Miss Marcel?
I do not.
Oh, but you are very pretty.
I don't find boys have much to say for themselves.
Where are you from?
I was born in France.
Ah, yes, that explains the sophistication. Well, some people say I'm scary, Marissa. Do you find me scary?
No, you don't scare me.
Oh, oysters, said the carpenter. You've had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again? But answer came there none. This was scarcely odd, because they'd eaten everyone. Thank you, Marissa. We will see you again, I'm sure.
We can take a break if you like.
Yes. I believe lunch is in order.
What's your name?
Marissa Marcel?
Ah, yes, from the advertisement. I bought the soap. How old are you, dear?
How old are you?
59.
You're nearly dead, Arthur.
My career has peaked. The downward slope of some of my abilities is quite long, which makes it all the more tragic.
We hold out for one more masterpiece.
Everything is changing.
Everything's always changing. You prepared something?
I'm not sure.
Do you have a party trick? Do you have a party trick?
A limerick. I tell dirty limericks.
Excellent. Well, let's hear one then, dear.
There once was a man from Nantucket whose cock was so long he could suck it. He said with a grin as he wiped off his chin, "Pray, turn your ear that I may fuck it."
You're no Shakespeare. And you're not much to look at.
But I have a marvelous eye.
We could chuck it like an oyster. I hear it's an aphrodisiac. There was a director called Arthur, whose dick was only an inch and a half. With his marvelous eye, he made you cry, full technicolor tears and laughter. Cut!
Okay. Going from will you sometimes think on me, and action.
I will retire there and shut myself from the world. Will you sometimes think on me? Before I go, I would like some token of our friendship.
Shall I give you?
Something. Anything. Perhaps one of those flowers. I shall keep it by my bosom. When I die, the nuns will find it withered upon my heart. What is it? Speak!
It's a serpent amongst the roses.
Help! Help! Father Ambrosio has fallen!
Where'd that damn snake go?
Got it.
Cut.
Tell slates.
Marissa, who will make a great heat.
Hey, Bravo, take 5. Gaffney, over me.
It's a fertility mask from Tanzania.
Scene 35 Alpha, take 4.
Everything here is Andrew's. He likes to collect old, expensive things. It's a fertility mask from Tanzania. If you touch it, you'll be abundant. Do you plan to have children?
Maybe. First I'd have to put some money aside, find the right guy.
Andrew was surprised you said yes. He was convinced something like this would be beneath you.
Oh, well,
There's no shame in doing something for the money. Michelangelo worked on commission.
that would make Mr. Hessenberg the Pope.
Andrew is no pope. You are no Michelangelo. I mean that as a compliment. All of Michelangelo's women looked like men with tits stuck on them. Good to move on? We can take a break. We should take a break. No. You're burning the candle at your ends.
$22 apples, take 2.
And action.
Sorry, can we go again?
Keep rolling from the top. Again. Action.
I was starting to fear you would not come. You have the key?
Yes.
Wait, I hear voices.
Stop your mewling, child. We are taking you into the depths of the earth. Surrounded by the corpses of our order, there shall you rot, lest you further offend our edicts.
I am afraid and afraid. No soul has been as penitent as I. I beg you to show mercy. If not for me, then for my unborn. Please.
Your contrition seems genuine. Genuine? Have more guile, sister. This girl disgraced me. Disgraced our order in front of Madrid's idol. The very man I hoped to impress with the strictness of my discipline. To sin before Ambrosio is to sin before God. We follow the rules to the letter. In with her.
No, please. Have mercy. Please have mercy. No.
Who is this Agnes? How do you know her?
A nun who I discovered had a lover out of wedlock. She begged me to conceal her crime, but I exposed her to the prioress. And with some righteousness. Now seeing that my behavior was too severe, I must request an audience with the Domina and ask her to mitigate her punishment towards this poor girl.
No. Such a sudden change of heart may create suspicion. It would be better for you to continue as you have done, Show an outward severity for the sins of others to better conceal your own. Leave this nun to her fate. She has failed to conceal her actions and is not worthy of love's pleasures. They return. Now I must act. The key. I will descend alone. Wait here. If anyone approaches, warn me with your voice, but dare not follow. It would cost you your life.
And cut. Print it.